Alright, good morning. It's today. I don't even know what day it is. God, I've been hammered. It's, Thursday, the 9th. Uh, let's start off. Unemployment claims were crapola. Really didn't move. Other than that, we don't got shit else. GBP, Carney speaks, ignoring that. Won't do it, won't do it, won't do it, so we're done for the day on news. Um, there's none of those even. The China one you're definitely not going to touch. This one and this one are both speeches, so we just stay away from those. And for tomorrow, uh, manufacturing production, you could demo that. CAD, the spread on it's been too whack. Even with forex.com, it's too whack, so I won't be touching it. Like I said before, let's just hope Brexit gets set in stone soon and we can bring GBP back up onto the table. Other than that, let's see. Forex.com, I did get everything switched over to them, but CSS is failing on it because they use the Pro extension at the end of it. It says USD JPY up here. They use the Pro extension, so I got to fix the indicator to work with an extension. I thought I had it working because it worked last week, then I loaded it up and it didn't. So failure on my part, I guess. I'm going to be working on that as soon as we're done here today. We did have a chart somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. First thing I'll say on this chart, it's 1 minute. I would highly recommend, unless you're really bored to shit, is trying out 5 minutes. The 1 minute's going to be a little bit brutal. The first trade that I see on this was here. You took it, I guess, here, and it went up, and it probably didn't do very well, but if what I would want to see is over to the left here. It looks like you did have a pretty good support over here. I am not for sure 100%, but I'd want to see the support to the left over here, and that would have probably kept me out. Now the second one, you took it here, I would not have done that. I would have set here as a close below. Remember, we want to close below a current support. This was the previous swing high, the swing low. You want to take it below that. This was kind of jumping the gun a little bit. For example, if we look right here, see the white line? And now this is not a good trade. Well, if it does pop, it's going to be a weak trade. We have a slight uptrend, and you can see I have my white line set above the previous swing highs. So if it closes above that, I'll get a buy. It has 4 retests on it, so it is holding. And if we zoom out a little bit, because remember, we're setting these up ahead of time, we know what's going on. We can see this thing has a lot of resist on it. Personally, I'd say right now the markets are not looking very good. They're a little bit flat. The bell's about to ring, and we'll see if markets pick up. But this is more of an appropriate setup. But we need to be aware what's out there. So pick your trade out, and then zoom out. See what's out there. Then you could zoom back in. If you need to, draw a line so that you know about where you'd want to enter. Let's see. Let's take a look at Euro. Again, Euro's kind of flat. We can see it by the gray down here, but it's just, eh. So we're waiting on the bell to ring so we can jump in. Ooh. Let me send a text before I forget. That's done. Alright, so what else we got coming up today? Other than that, I'll need to work on the forex.com thing. I'm almost done redoing everything. I've been taking it kind of slow. I forgot the day I said it would be out. My daughter had a whatever, concert or some shit. It was a Valentine's Day thing where the shit rehearsals, the entire second grade sang, so it was blah, had to go. Oh, sorry, I'm drinking coffee and water. I can't talk today, God. Let's check out some other charts. What do we got going on? Let's just try. No, USD CHF would be mirroring, so we don't want that one. GBP. Spread's a little high. USD we already got. Euro we already got. AUD USD is hanging in there pretty low. Let's check out AUD USD and see how it looks. Ooh. We actually are looking at a possible setup. Did we miss it? Yeah, we did. It would have been, well, right here. We could actually set this one up. Watch. Because the candle hasn't closed. We got plenty of time. Let's jump in. Now let's zoom out, take a look. Okay, so we can see we do definitely want it to close above that, and then it has a little bit of room to run, but there is a previous resist out there. So let's see how this one goes. Again, I'm not going to be, I'll go live in a bit. This is US Bell right now, so this is just as an example. But we can see here was our resist, and we look, so we drew the line based off that resist all the way over. This candle may or may not have popped it, so we want to see what this candle does. If that candle had popped it, what are we looking at? It moved up about 3.5 pips. It's AUD USD spreads almost 2 pips. That's crappy. It was 1.4. Let's see, forex.com. Yeah, I definitely got to work on the bottom EA here because it's not working. It won't load because of the suffix on the pair name. And remember, guys, just because it gets close, we want to wait for the candle close. Don't jump in ahead of time. Wait for the candle close. It'll make all the difference. Because, I mean, here's a good example. If we would have jumped in right when it closed, when it came below this, and then it spikes back up. So price here, let's see. Well, here, you can see price was here, then it dropped, and then it spiked up. So if you would have just, as soon as it dropped below here, like a touch trade, meaning you're not waiting on a confirmation, then it would have moved up and you would have been shit out of luck. So we want to wait on that candle close. No waiting on the candle close will cause some nightmares. And again, you're not going to win every single trade, but let's see what happens here. This one might move up, might move down, we don't know. It's a decent, it's the US Bell, so again, this is not, I'm not trading live on it. I haven't turned it on because otherwise it's going to send a trade to my account too. I don't want that to happen, that's for freaking sure. The spread's a little bit high for my tastes, but we'll see. God, my cat's outside screaming. I forgot to feed him. Let's zoom in one on it, though. It's got 1:42 left. Now, if we're looking at it price action-wise, this thing looks like it got pushed down. You can see the sells beat the buys. So I'd want to see a strong candle move upwards, but if not, blah. We're just this is kind of just more of a setup type thing than anything else because we are going against the US Bell here. And it doesn't, well, 50 seconds. I've just plenty of time to move up or down. I'm guessing it's not going to pop through, but who knows. And remember, we want to check because out here to the left, that's where we see that resist that it's banging on. Here's 1, 2 almost, and then 3. So if we jumped the gun on this one, we would have been screwed. Like if we would have gotten this, I didn't wait for my close and got in, you would have already been down 3 or 4 pips. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but even on like a $5,000 account, 3 or 4 pips is going to be 30, 40 bucks. Okay, because of the spread, it did pop open. That's why I said I didn't like this one because of the spread. See the little dot up here? That's where price actually, because of the spread, where MetaTrader is basically saying that's where the price is. So because of the spread, this trade did open. Now is that good? Not really, because we don't really have a clear break above where I wanted. But again, that's why you also need to pay attention to the spread. So we are negative 1.9 on open of this trade. Pips, that is. You can see that down here. We'll see what happens with it. I don't think it's going to bust through. It might. I mean, I'm not going to guess. Remember, we're at the U.S. Bell Open. I have no clue what's going to happen. This is one of the reasons we don't want to trade at the U.S. Bell. Setup-wise, this was shit because of spread. We should not have been in the trade. Everything else, if we check it out, though. Let's zoom out one. Okay, so we had green and green and green. We're all good here. This is AUDUSD, so here, object list. We can see this is it's now a verified retest. It had 1 retest on it. This thing has to jump up 2 pips before we're even looking at profit. What I was saying, AUD is on top, so this is an AUD pair. So AUD is on top, so the currency slope strength is a little bit okay. It's nothing great. Like I said, this is more of just a setup, not an actual trade I would have taken. Again, even looking here, this line, right here, this would not have been an entry. Even though it did come up, it wouldn't have been an entry. I don't want to get too much into what it could have been, but because I don't want to confuse. I'm trying to focus on one entry method. But as we can see, this is probably going to go to hell in a handbasket. We need to always be aware of spread. Now, there's a couple things you can do. If you go to it and you go to the access panel, and we could go to show access panel. Let's go down. Okay, access panel settings. Where is the colors? La la la. Show fractional days. No spread. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to turn the ask ray on, and we'll make it, I think yellow will be fine. I'm going to turn the bid ray off. And now let's do that. Now, and I'll zoom in so you can see it. Honestly, if you're using a bit of a higher spread, I'd probably say this is a better way to trade it. Okay, so price, if you see the little green dot, it's actually where price is, but this is your entry. So as we can see, this candle closed down here, but because of spread being so big, this trade did get fired because I had my line somewhere up here. It deleted it once the trade was taken. But we can see that because of the spread, it did fire that trade off. So you need to be aware if you're using the EA to draw trades, which I promise you'll have it today, that the spread can open a trade. Even if price hadn't breached it, the spread can force a breach, so you'll want to take the spread into account. I pulled my stop loss up to this swing. Again, I don't have too much faith in this trade. It was more of a setup than anything else. I mean, it was a good example of the spread, so we're a US Bell anyway, so that's why I didn't take this. I didn't have signals or anything on. So, back to what I was saying. Watch the spread. If we look at it, I'll zoom in on this one and I'll do the same thing. Indicator list. Where I went is down to not level settings. Where did I go? Oh, ask bid line settings. Pretty easy, yeah. Yellow and none. And then hit OK. Now, as we can see, the little red dot tells us what price actually is. Green or red because it changes by direction. But the line above is our actual entry position for it. So if we look out, you can see. And that'll fluctuate with the spread. And again, you can see I have a white line drawn here, so if it does come up above that, it would be a buy. This is not the best market because likely trend. It's more of a range than anything. We have a range because you could have taken a sell here, and a buy here. And that's just looking at support and resist. Might have missed this one. Let's zoom out one. Yeah, okay, so this one we wouldn't have known about. This one was a possible. This was definitely a possible because we have a good support there. Let's zoom out one again. Oh. Alright, so keep the spread in mind again. This one will hopefully close itself real quick. Again, it never was a setup, but spread fired it. So you could have got your ass handed to you because of spread. Now, if you have a broker with low spread, it's not that big of a deal. It also makes these trades really easy to do because most of the time you're going to get the direction right and you can take your few pips and jump out really quick. It actually makes it a very fun trading. Sorry, I'm trying not to yawn. Good lord, my tummy is making some loud noises. I skipped breakfast today because I was in a hurry. Daughter has her first school dance tomorrow. If she dances with a boy, I swear to God, I'm going to kill someone. She's in 2nd grade. I didn't know they started up with dances this early. The good thing is, though, she seems more interested in using the photo booth than anything else, so she can take pictures. Thank God for that. The only thing she's interested in boys is beating them at running. Or basketball. She's definitely not a super girly girl. Alright, so we'll see if that one pops closed. Let's see. We're in the US bell period, so it's a no trade. Euro USD looks like ass. I don't even find structure in that I like. AUD USD. Let's get these in order. Here's USD JPY. USD JPY is in a bit of a range. It has a slight upwards trend, but nothing spectacular yet. And AUD USD was moving up, but again, like I said, we want to watch. This is a US bell. The setup is good, but the spread popped it early. We did not want to be in this trade, so we would have wanted to adjust that. If you're manually trading it, wouldn't have been a problem at all. You could just look at it and say, oh, it didn't cross my line. I had the EA set up on it, where you draw the line and type in the buy. So that's one of the drawbacks of using the EA, because you have to watch spread. Because when we get those close candles like that, it could pop a trade prematurely. If we have questions, please go for it. Sorry, I'm all stuffed up. We were at 90-some degrees yesterday, and now we're going to be back. We have another cold front coming in. My parents, where they live, they're supposed to get 1 foot of snow today. It's supposed to snow for like 10 to 12 hours. mean, the pound has been getting stronger. I was reading a little bit about that. Hopefully with Brexit, I guess all we need is it to get resolved. FXCM began their layoffs. That's no surprise. I'm going to close this one because I really have no interest in watching it. Again, remember we did draw the line properly, which was slightly above this red. It was after this candle. It was this one here. So if we go back 1, 2, 3, this candle here actually fired it off, even though it closed all the way down there because of the spread. So we definitely need to be careful with the spread. Let's take a look at some other charts while we're sitting here. GBP, just for the hell of it. Spread's about the same. It's about 1.7 to 2. It's flat. And what else we got on here? US CAD. You are my somewhat favorite some days. US CAD was in a nice little downward trend. Daily open, here it was, closed below. This is what we're looking for. Here's our swing low. Here's a definitive close below. Yes, it pulls back, but then it does drop, and it even drops more, which is lovely. Now, so we could have gotten in here, and again, if we look at the swing low, this would have been a close below. You could have gotten again here. And then we have it. Draw that line out. Could have gotten in here. That one probably wouldn't have worked out too well. Let's see. What would have fired it? This candle would have fired it. It only dropped about 4 pips, and then it moved back up. So this would have been an UC trade here. And this would have been an UC trade here. Sorry, my nose is just... I'm going to go blow it here in a second so I'm not sniffling all over y'all. NZD USD. I was watching this one last night. I just couldn't get anything out of it, and I got too tired. That's would have been wonderful. Euro GBP. This is a boring ass pair normal. Euro GBP. Now, we can see these big-ass candles. When I see big-ass candles, I kind of run. I don't like that. This was a close below, and that would have been a possible. Let's see, did we have... Nope, this would have been a pass. It would not have triggered. And then up. Euro JPY. This used to be my... Back when I had first started trading, this was like my pair to go to, but it's flat. GBP, JPY. Nope. Ranging. One breakout out of the range and right back in. And the rest of them I don't care about. Oh, wait. AUD, NZD. This one's spread is high. It's like 3 pips, but God, normally it moves nicely. For longer term trading, like on the 1 hour, this is one of my favorite pairs. Because the spread really doesn't affect too much then. A 2.3 pip spread on a 1 hour chart is jack shit. Alright, so let's see. What do we want to stick with? USDCHF, just so you understand why. Let's see if it's going to make me look like a fool. It typically mirrors USD/JPY, which it's not really, but if you're going to trade the euro, I'd recommend either USD/JPY or USD/CHF because they both mirror or move inversely. I really wish US CAD spread wasn't so high. I don't understand why the US CAD spread is so high. I mean, personally, I'd say the US CAD is more stable than the GBP USD right now. I mean, CAD's currency is straight up really stable. Kinda. Not being a dick when I say it, but because they're kind of boring. They don't have as many political bullshits as we do. Oh, hush, tummy, hush. And let's put AUDUSD back up there. Okay, let me zoom in one. I remember this would have stopped out right here. That's where I drew the stop loss, so be aware of it. We did not have, the closest we had to a breakthrough was this green candle, and it was just 100% pure ambiguous. It was right there on the line. We don't want to get into those. We want a breakthrough, not a close at or a close under. We want a breakthrough. All right, so it's 8:45, 5-minute break. If we have questions, get them up there. God, Euro is ugly. If I wanted to play something, Euro's flat. I mean, I honestly wouldn't trade it right now, but if I had to draw something on there, it would be something similar to a breakout here. Bam. Bam. A risky one would be here because that's the daily open. I would honestly say to play it conservative, I would go up here. Those would be my strat. Not strat. How the hell did this one get on here? Did I draw that? That must have been from last night. Sorry if that confused anyone. That would be it. I mean, hopefully the price is going to move into one of those places today. If it does break on the daily open up, if it retraces down to it, then starts to move back up, that's a potential trade in. We can do a bounce. I'm not going to get into those too much because we are just, like I said, I'm trying to focus on one setup. But we'll talk about it here in a second. That's right in the middle of it. That should suffice. I don't want to get into other setups, but I'm bored, so let's just watch what happens if price hits this and comes back up. I'm not going to say too much. You can figure it out, but we'll see what's going to happen and why we drew this line here. Here's a support resist zone, swing low, and let's see what happens when price hits it if we get a bounce up. I am going to go blow my nose for the cat so he'll quit screaming, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Again, if we have questions, I'm going to try something. Okay. I'll be back in a minute. Go blow my nose. Okay, I'll be back. Sorry, I was answering a text and forgot to hit mute. Alright, I'm back. Well, let's see if... No. I'm still a little stuffy, sorry. What I'm looking at here is a bounce trade. It's not something I'm teaching actively, but I will add it in, or you'll eventually see them because I do them. So what I'm looking at is price to bounce and then continue up, because we are in a decent uptrend, even though everything here is saying no. We'll see what happens. I did put a C buy in here though. Which means if it closes above it, so if it comes down through, closes below, and the next candle closes above, it should technically open up a buy, which would be interesting. Which it screwed up and it did open up a buy, so I know that does not work. So there, I learned that doesn't work. So let me close that. Okay, that was just a little test I was doing. I do not have signals on. I'm not screwing anyone on that one, so. Ooh, we have the daily open right here, so again, we don't want to mess with that. That thing really dropped quick, too. So USD looks like they're kicking in. And we got about 5 minutes till 9, and then I can start actually taking this crap serious. Where's Euro so I can remove... Did I remove everything? Okay, so let's get rid of our lines. Now, would I take this as a trade? Hell no, because that's a huge candle, and most likely we're going to get a pullback. If the candle's bigger than my stop loss, I don't want to touch it. And this is, so far, a 12 pip candle. My stop loss max is 10 pips. So that candle's bigger. I lost USD JPY. How did I do that? I'm an idiot today. Alright, there we go. Holy hell, what did I miss? Fuck me, man. Did something just happen? There's a light news report, final wholesale inventories, but nothing else. The only thing was, Bullard says rates can remain low through 2017. So I have no idea why we got this spike. This is definitely like a market maker type thing that they decided to push price, because as of yet, unless somebody said something crazy in the world, there's no reason for this. Check one of the other economic calendars and see, because I'm not seeing a damn thing. Bullard's speech was at 8:10, so that was 50 minutes ago. So I do not see where it's coming from. Yeah, it just says USD popping on something, because I go to forexlive.com. So I wondered what set it off. definitely odd. What do we got so far? 40 pip move. And more. Fucking Trump, dude. Fuck you, Trump. Well, screw you, Mr. Trump. Thanks for fucking up everything today. Let's see what kind of mess he did make. USD CHF flying, so is UJ and EU. You little son of a bitch, man. I wonder if he's having a press conference or something. God. I really need a Trump Twitter feed. I have one, but I keep forgetting to pay attention to it. Let's see. Twitter. Let's try Facebook and see if they have a live stream. They usually have it up quicker than the freaking networks. Nothing yet. Let's take a look at that one. Financial Juice Home. shut up. Just let me in. P-R-Y. Sorry. Called it something phenomenal in terms of tax. Wish you would have done that shit before I filed my tax return. Somebody needs to gag this guy. Seriously. Yeah, he's definitely babbling somewhere. Yeah, I can't. I've been looking to see if I could find where the hell he was babbling from. I can't find it anywhere. See if what Fox kisses his ass. Maybe they got something. Yeah, I can't find shit. Latest. It's over with. We'll just let the markets calm down. That financial juice feeds off the side I was watching the Forex live. Wonderful. I'm gonna mute for a little bit till this calms off. I'm gonna take a few minute break, guys, till this shit clears out and we can see what happens with Trump's fucking mouth. Sorry to put it that way, but ugh, ass hat screwed everything up today. Okay, I'll be back.